Welcome. We're going to be talking today about birds' bodies. When we're done this assignment, you'll be ready to read on CK12 and take the quiz. Now, birds are adapted for flight. Birds are vertebrates, and nowadays they're considered to be a group within the reptiles. Traditionally, there was class Aves, the birds, and class Reptilia, the reptiles. What we're learning is that all the birds, which seem like they should be their own class, are actually one kind of reptile. They have many things in common with reptiles and with other vertebrates, but some things stand out about birds. They have a beak, wings, feathers, a large heart, an air sac connected to their lungs. They have hollow bones, and they have digestive organs called the crop and the gizzard that, if you think back really far, you might remember seeing in a worm or in an insect, but are not found in most vertebrates. It turns out all these things, some of them seem obviously to have to do with flying, like wings. But what does a crop to store your food in or the size of your heart have to do with flying? It turns out a lot. Let's take a look at each of these features and what they have to do with birds as a group of animals that overall are adapted for flying. That doesn't mean that there aren't some birds that are unable to fly. There are some birds that don't fly, but their bodies were adapted to flying and then changed again to be flightless birds. Let's take a look. Wings and feathers. Wings are adapted from the front limbs of a tetrapod, so the same place we get our arms. Their shape and their strong muscles allow birds to fly. Feathers are very lightweight. One of the purposes of feathers is for flying. Flight feathers are long and stiff. They provide lift, which is an upward force, and air resistance for flying. So wings and feathers, some of the most recognizable and most obvious features of birds, are helping them fly. Feathers have another purpose. Down feathers are small and fluffy. Since birds are endothermic, that means they're warm-blooded animals, they use these down feathers to help control their body temperature. Some of birds' adaptations are to help them get oxygen for flying. Not all animals need oxygen, but flying uses more muscle power and more oxygen than most ways of moving. Birds have air sacs, which you can see here in teal, purple, and pink, that allow the birds to store the oxygen-rich air their muscles need. So when they breathe in, air is held in the air sacs, that's air that's full of oxygen, while they're breathing out air out of their lungs. So they could breathe in and out in a continuous circle. They don't have to take a breath in and then take a breath out the way that humans do. It's continuous. So as they're breathing air into their air sacs, they're breathing air out from their lungs, and then it moves from the air sacs into the lungs in a constant loop. They also have a large heart with 4 chambers. Their large heart pumps blood through the body to quickly get that oxygen to the muscle cells that are using lots of oxygen and lots of energy to keep them in flight. Some other adaptations are simply to make the birds more lightweight so that they can fly more easily. For example, bird bones are hollow. That makes their skeletons much lighter than other vertebrates of a similar size. Birds have a beak instead of the heavy jaws and teeth that other animals have. Beaks are light but strong. They're made out of keratin protein, similar to reptile scales. Because birds have a beak, they can't chew their food the way an animal with teeth would do. So they have organs called a crop and a gizzard. The crop stores food before it can get digested. And the gizzard is a muscular part of their stomach. It's full of small stones and it grinds up the food so it's broken up for digestion. So the crop and the gizzard are really adaptations that take the place of so that they don't need teeth. That lets them have a beak, and the reason they want a beak is to be lightweight so they can fly. So even things like digestive organs are modified in birds to help keep them lightweight and easy to transport by flying. Next up, you're going to go into CK12. You want to read about birds' bodies, and you want to take the bird quiz. On each item, there's a turn in at the top of your screen as you work. When you're done reading, click turn in on that. When you're done the bird quiz, please remember to click turn in on that. If you answer the questions and get a nice score but don't click turn in, I can't see it. So please click turn in so that I know you've completed it and you're able to get your credit. All right, that is everything. Good luck on your assignment. Office hours from 12 to 2 if you need any help with it or with catching up on old work, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye now.